Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October reading. Okay, here we go. What are we trying hard to ignore? Yeah, of course, you want to move forward. Then here comes this full moon in Aries and is like, wait. Here you are wanting to move forward so bad, but what are you actively ignoring? Which is why you can't move forward. What is it that's just too painful to face? Now I know the response will be, no, I've faced everything. I've done the work. Yeah, but the new moon in Aries is funny. Not the new moon. The full moon in Aries is funny. It's asking a different kind of question. It's a question of passion. You want to go. You want to find a direction and go. Full moon in Aries is like, yeah, but are you having any fun? Is any of this even appealing? Or is this just something else you want and now you're feeling like these are two different roads? Like you have to choose, but you don't. These are all the machinations of a mind that cannot find direction but refuses to look where it's standing in the moment. The lack of direction comes from the lack of these really big opportunities, these truth bombs that could only come during this season. They continue into Scorpio season. The end of October being a lot more eventful than the beginning. On October 2nd, Mercury will go direct. You'll have your opportunities to speak your mind about the road you want to follow. You may not find that everyone is exactly on the same page as you. That's okay. Don't freak out. This is an opportunity, again, to look at what you may be ignoring. Sometimes the way we ignore things is by fixating on the past. And sometimes the way we ignore things, that's more of a Leo thing. Sometimes we ignore things by fixating on the future. Even if the way we're fixating on it is just not being able to see it. So when someone else, who maybe is supposed to be on the same page with you, is like, yeah, I don't see it either. Well, it just hurts a little too much, because it's like, yeah, I can't see it either, but I'm pretending to be able to see it. Now you're saying you really can't see it. Did you have to be that honest? Especially if it's a Cancer or a Leo. Because Cancers and Leos will casually throw out truth that you're like, ow, you didn't have to say it like that, or you could have warned me, geez. Well, and it can throw everything you think you know into a bit of a whirlwind. Is that how you really feel? Is that what you really think? Is my timing off? What? I thought, what are we ignoring? What are you refusing to look at? Now, I'm not saying you want to go in any direction because you're refusing to look at something. You want to go. That's just how you are. Why is the universe not letting you? When that new moon solar eclipse happens in Scorpio on the 25th, by then you'll know. It's not like you'll find out that day. By then you'll know. I think it has something to do with fear of investment. I think you're more of two minds than you would like to admit. And it's because some part of you doesn't feel like there's a solid foundation underneath you. And so even though you have these ambitions, they're a little bit turned upside down. You're also hoping that following said road will create the desire within you and within others to work on it. But I think that's not how things work. Which kind of brings us back to the beginning, right? Just looking at my notes. Now, on October 11th, Mercury will move into Libra. It will meet the Sun and Venus there. And for you, it will feel like everything has happened before. It will feel like everything is a foregone conclusion. It will feel like deja vu all the time. It will feel like Groundhog's Day. And that's frustrating. Like, why am I going in a circle? What is this? I don't like this whirlwind of fixed air. Fixed air in a whirlwind is extremely dangerous. It's going to knock everything in that room into dust. Just by sheer will, you know. Why am I contained like this? I like to contain myself. I don't like to be contained like this. If your ambitions, if your commitments pair you up in a way where your future becomes tied to somebody else's, this can get very scary. So before we start to lament the static vibe, really ask yourself, what are you ignoring? The smarter part of you, the subconscious part of you, is keeping you here for a reason. We can dance around it. We can be inspirational. You know, you can read some books. You can do some meditating. You can do all that. But there is a reason why you're keeping yourself here. And the new moon solar eclipse is like, this is what you've been hiding. By the time you get there, you know it. And you're just like, yep, I'm here to cash this check. Thank you. Thank you. Now, on the tail end of this journey in October, it's easy to see how empty some of these cups are that you haven't been paying attention to. And it's easy to slip into a sad place about it. But you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Underneath all this is really just a playa fear of commitment. You're making it abstract. You're making it really smart. You're making it into like a thing. But really, you're just scared. And this commitment, whether it's to a person, an idea, an institution, a career, an education, whatever it is, some dedication that you've made, whatever it is. This commitment has been a long time coming, and you're going to be fine. And no commitment is 1,000% safe. Nothing is guaranteed in life at all, except death. And yet, commitment is still worth it. Even when you have to run the risk, which you'll always have to run. So, yes, you've dressed it up in your head in a million different ways, and I see it, and I buy it. And I'm astounded by your complexity. But at the end of the day, underneath all of this is you worrying that you're going to commit to the wrong thing. So it's not really, I can't seem to pick up speed. It's, I won't. Not until I'm sure. Scorpio season has a way of dragging people that I've never seen any other season do. It drags us kicking and screaming into the darkest truths that we don't want to see, and then just kind of leaves us there languishing like, this is what you get. And you're like, thanks. Is there a ferry back? Like, do I validate my parking? What the fuck? Is there a way off this island now that you've told me this bullshit? Like, can I go home again? And it's like, no, you live here. Like, I totally get that part in the Matrix where he's like, can I go back? Like, is this it now? Like, ripped clothes and oatmeal? Like, what the fuck? You know? But I think what Scorpio season wants you to do when it takes you there and leaves you on that island of truth, is it wants you to turn to ash, grow wings, become a phoenix, and fly away. That's the only way off that Scorpio truth island, I'll tell you. But as a fixed sign, I think you understand that just fine. You're gonna be fine. But the truth can be torturous. And the truth that underneath all this, there is a phobia, not just of commitment, but also of falling short of your own expectations, of others, of whatever is in question. The terror of not being able to do it right. And let me be the first to tell you that you have nothing to worry about. You are fantastic and special. And you're going to crush this. But first, look deeply into the fear. And see that it is rooted in someone, somewhere, sometime, making you feel, even if they never said it, like you weren't enough. You didn't matter enough. And now this thing, it really matters to you. So of course you're freaking out. You're holding onto the pole. You won't let go, but you're like, I can't move. I don't know why. I really want to go, but I can't move because you're holding on for dear life. It's okay. I think you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, but there is no other shoe. Nothing's going to drop. You're going to do the best you can, and it's going to be great because that's what you do when you do the best you can. It's always great. But until you can get to the bottom of what you're ignoring, you won't be able to see the way forward. The astrological year, lets us get away with a lot of bullshit. And then Scorpio season comes along and it just, it just throws you up against the wall. Like, you can't get away with this anymore. That's it. It's enough. You know how Scorpios are. They be having enough with people. Like, people get on their nerves. Right? Like, Scorpios, they just be like, okay, all right, already. And you're like, whoa, we were having a nice little conversation. And now damn. So, in the same way, it's enough already. But not the way you think. You're like, yes, it's enough already. I want to move forward. No. Mars is retrograde in Gemini. Wait. It's not enough already like that. It's enough of this. It's enough already. Turn around. Look at what you're ignoring. Turn around. Look at what it stems from. Why are you afraid that's going to happen? What happened to you? What happened? What did you see around you? What are you afraid you're going to emulate? Get to the bottom of it. And when you do, what you'll find there is the fucking gas pedal. What happens after the gas pedal, we'll talk about in the extended. We're getting into it right now, okay? You can find the link for the extended as just a PayPal link. You click on it and you get the reading. Or you can go to Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. And there's other things that you can get there on the monthly, like meditations and walks and lives from Instagram and everything. Or you can go to Vimeo. There's also a link for personal readings. And that's all in the info box below. Love you. We're getting into extended right now. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your extended. Okay, let's get into it. Now, one of the things that happens with these new ideals, right, is that you have to keep yourself as loose as possible. If you start to... Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought someone was knocking